Yeah, you guys, you have no idea.
Okay, so we talked about DBanj leaving and how it was not one thing that happened. With one day, it felt like it was one thing because you tweeted at the time.
Yeah, it felt like it was one thing, I mean.
Yeah, it looked like you were angry at him for something about him taking a song without your permission.
Yeah, but that's not what made us to break
So were there other things that happened before that as well, like with DBanj? Or was there one thing that happened?
No. I won't say a lot. I won't say a lot of things happened. I just think that a lot of people were in his ears and said a lot of things, which is part of the learning process and things that I've learned about running a record label. It is experience that I have now. It cannot be bought.
Yeah.
You understand? I've lived it. You understand? So, there comes a time. It will get to a time where the artists that are with, successful or not, will feel like to take some form of responsibility by themselves.
Yeah.
It is what it is, despite of the whatever fucking contract they signed before. It happens, get it into your head. You understand? So he got to a point he felt like he wanted to take his career into his hands and that's what he did. But then
But it wasn't a happy.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's obviously because the industry is young. There's no old, like I said, there's no blueprint. He doesn't know which style of exit is going to follow. Listen, so he did whatever one came naturally to him. But now we know that there are different ways that you can exist that is better off than this thing. But yeah, he exited, but then he was excited. We had worked on a record which was the Babyface record.
Yeah.
We had worked on the record before, a song that I wrote and I produced. It happens in the studio. So I'm sure he went into the studio to record with Shizzy, and Shizzy must have made a beat or something, and then he started what we have recorded in the studio to it, and it entered perfectly, and they decided to release it as a record. I heard when they released it as a record, it pained me.
This is your hard work.
It pained me, but then it happened. I think I was wrong for coming out on social media to say that, why will you release that? Like I said, there's no blueprints to follow. All these things just happening, emotions just tumbling, people just, they say, I got upset, I put it out there, blah, blah, blah. But after you've done it, you now realize that, shit, it's 1 second after you tweet it or 1 second after you say something stupid sometimes, you regret it, but then what you do afterwards is what matters. We've tried as much as possible to mend the relationship, but I was just upset at the time.
Yeah, I mean, One Day Cool is genius. Every day we go on Twitter, we're trying to compare whoever is hot now. They always say One Day Cool was either a mentor or a role model, or everybody looked up to him. So how do you let someone like that go?
What do you mean by let somebody like that go? I didn't let him go. You want me to go to my DM and now show you different text messages of me begging him?
Yeah. You begged him to stay?
No, come on. There are different messages of me sending him I should go into my DM. I should go into my DM. I sent several messages now. Like years, even like 2012, 13, at different times say, guy, there's still space here. I feel like we still have a lot of things that we can do.
I agree.
Yeah, or whatever. But then he's convinced and he's at the point where he's handling his career by himself and he feels like, I don't need to be under anybody. I can do my thing myself. And then it's totally understandable. Fine. But then I did reach out a couple of times, plenty of times, because he is a fucking genius. Like you rightly said.
Yeah. So he just never wanted to come back. Was it because of maybe he felt you didn't treat him well at that end? The thing you put out publicly.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, I want somebody to come outside and beat themselves in the chest and sit down and hold the microphone like this and say, "My daddy did not treat me well. This is what he did."
Yeah.
Say it with your chest and own it. So, and then at that point, then we might not be responding to something. But I don't think there is a human being on the face of planet Earth that will say that this is what the Nazi did to me. Whether boyfriend, whether girlfriend, whether man, friend, whether woman, that I will just say that this is what I did to the person. But I go out of my way to. I didn't take. Ask my friends, the people that are close to me. They say, I didn't take pain. I take pain. I take pain for people. You understand? So I would like to hear you to come out and say it really with your chest.
Yeah.